Antiba, please, you are muted.
Right. Okay. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Good to have you here. Welcome once again to HR Digest, brought to you by Cephas Consult with support from FA Impressions. If you joined us and you are watching us live, please indicate so in the comment section. Let us know where you are watching us from, and we will introduce you. Also, I encourage you to share the broadcast to your friends, family. This is a very important topic today. So let all your friends, your family be part of this, and they will thank you forever for that. And let me say thank you to all those who have subscribed to our YouTube channel, HR Digest. Thank you so much. So many of you have subscribed, others who have not. So if you have subscribed, thank you. Those who have not subscribed yet, I encourage you to do so, and also follow us on all our social media pages, Cephas Consult Limited. Thank you for joining us. Now, this afternoon, we are going to have a very important discussion, and I'm really excited that we're having this conversation with somebody that I know personally, and somebody that is my coach, actually, and someone that I trust so much that will help us digest this very important topic. That is how we can set and achieve our goals using the goal mapping strategies, how we can set and achieve our goals using the goal mapping strategy. And to help us discuss this is a certified goal mapping practitioner, a certified goal mapping coach. Cephas is a guru when it comes to goal mapping, and I've personally benefited from his coaching. And I know that by the end of this discussion, you would also join me to have that conversation, to have that testimony about him. So we have a lot to talk about, so I don't want to waste too much time. But remember that HR Digest is brought to you by Cephas Consult with support from FA Impressions, and you can contact FA Impressions for all your branding and printing needs. Please reach out to them on 024 352 6781, 024 352 6781. If you are ready as I am, please help me welcome Cephas into the studio. Cephas is a certified goal mapping coach, and he will tell us a bit more of what he does. And so, Cephas, you are welcome.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
In just 1 minute, can you share with us what you do as a certified goal mapping coach?
Right. There are many forms of coaching and mentoring, but I found this goal mapping very exciting and very simple but powerful, in that we use the two sides of the brain, the left side and the right side, in combination. There are a lot of systems which only focus on one side. And also, I've gone through a lot of experience in life. I started off as a village tailor in Ghana, and then ended up as a lecturer in the UK. And then after retiring from lecturing, I turned into life coaching. And I found this is one of the most powerful tools or systems that can help anyone in business or private life to improve on our lives. That's the goal mapping. So it's goal setting and using images to give you the visualization of what you want to achieve. Thank you.
Right, awesome. Thank you. I know you share more light on that with us. So here you are. This is the man who will be helping us with the discussion, and he's based in the UK. Michael, thank you for joining us. Nelly, thank you for joining us. Hi, Zachary, thank you for joining us. All right. So we know we are coming to the end of the year, and then very soon we'll be entering 2023 by God's grace. And as is usually the case, when we are ending the year or entering into a new year, we have New Year resolutions, people set goals and all that. But the statistics that I'm going to read says that only 9% of people who set their New Year's resolutions are able to achieve their New Year's resolution. And only 6% of people who set goals are able to achieve them. So my question is, to start with, why is it that majority of people don't achieve their New Year's resolution or they don't achieve their goals? Why is it the case?
Sometimes resolutions, we set resolutions mainly because we are going through some struggles. And then people say, okay, I don't want to be in this situation anymore. Straight away, you are setting the goal in a negative form. But it is always good to set goals in the positive, using positive mentality. So, for example, if you are struggling with poverty, you don't talk of poverty anymore. You talk of prosperity. So next year I will achieve so and so. Instead of saying, "Oh, I will reduce my poverty level," no, you you go move away from it completely, because the moment you're still talking of poverty, your subconscious mind will be registering poverty, poverty, poverty. So you get into the new year, you realize nothing has changed. But so that's one approach, positive thinking. And also, people don't set timelines to their resolutions or goals. So you just say, okay, I would like to achieve this ABC, but it need to be very specific. It need to be achievable, and it need to be timed. And then you need to be able to measure them, so that it's not just in business that you use those approaches, but even in our personal lives, the goals must be smart goals, specific, measurable, and then achievable, and then it timed. So if you don't need to set for the whole year, you can set 3 months and then see how it goes, and you change again. Others can set long-term goals for a year or more. So those are some of the issues why people do not achieve their goals or New Year resolutions.
Okay, so what I'm gathering from this is that for our New Year resolutions, we just they are just like wishes or dreams
Yeah,
without any timelines to them, and that is why mostly we are not able to achieve them.
yes. Some people even forget about their resolutions before the end of January, because
Okay,
because they
yeah,
haven't put any timeline to it. So
okay.
straight away, and again, people write them down or sketch somewhere, but they need to be properly laid out and display it in a way that you can see it regularly and remind yourself.
Yeah. So then, and some even don't write them down at all. I mean, I will stop drinking. A New Year resolution. For 2023, no more drinking. Like you mentioned,
Yeah,
you are using the drinking in the goal, yeah, or the resolution, or dear 2023, I will lose weight. I'm becoming too fat, stuff like that. So people don't write down those things, or those that write them down to
yeah,
are not
yeah.
specific enough.
Mm,
Okay,
mm.
all right.
And
So
again, if you want to stop, oh, sorry, go on.
no, go on, Cephas.
Yeah. So again, if you want to say you want to stop drinking, if you've been drinking or smoking for a while, it's dangerous just to stop suddenly. Medical advice is even against that. So what people tend you need to do is to try to reduce it, or so this year I'll reduce it by a certain percentage. So if you
Mm,
take 2 bottles a day of beer, then so next year by March I'll go down to 1 bottle
okay.
a day, and then buy and buy and buy, you can reduce it. But if you try to stop immediately, you might even
Mm,
have health implications.
mm,
So
right,
consult your health expert before you do
okay,
take such actions.
right, right. So one step at a time. Okay.
Yes.
So let me then bring in my next question. How is the best way? How can we set goals that we can truly achieve? How is the best way to set achievable goals? How can we set goals that we can achieve? How do we
Well,
do that?
again, there are many systems and there are many books, many papers on goal setting.
Mm,
Um, but the question is, what is the primary motivation for you to say you are setting a goal? If you have a reason for wanting to do anything, you will find a way to do it. So you need to find out why. Why do I want to set this goal? Is it because everybody is doing it, so I'll also do it? No, again, goals are very personal. So you need to find out why you set the goal, you want to achieve that goal. So what I'll be getting into the goal mapping system shortly, but what goal mapping system does is give you stages, the what you want to do, and then why you want to do it. But it's always important. You need to know why you are doing what you want to do. If you want to change the job, is it just because of the money, or there has to be fundamental reasons for you to do what you want to do? That way you'll be motivated to achieve them.
Okay, wow, I like that. So like the big why, why are
Yes.
you doing what you're doing? If you want to
Yes.
get rich, why do you want to get rich? Okay.
Yes.
If you want to stop drinking, why do you? So the why will give you the motivation to achieve that. I love that. I love
Thank
that.
you.
But
Yes.
let me also take you to what has become very popular in terms of goal setting. If you talk to anybody about goals and you tell them or you ask them how they think you can achieve their goals, what they will tell you mostly is set smart goals that are smart. I don't know if you can briefly touch on that before we move on to the goal mapping itself.
Well, again, smart, just that it got to be specific. It's got to be measurable. It's got to be attainable.
Yeah.
And then it's got to be relevant, and it's got to be timed. So you can say, again, let's use some basic things. I want to stop drinking. I want to reduce drinking. If you want to stop drinking, that's a bit vague. It might make sense, but it is very, very difficult to just get up and say, I'll stop drinking. So the approach will be, so I'll reduce drinking by certain level. And then by what level, that's the measure you put to it. So if you are drinking 10 bottles a week, then you say, okay, I will reduce it by 2 bottles in the first couple of months and then increase later. So again, by what time do you want to achieve that? It's very, very important to put time, because without timing, then the so-called goals are not goals. They are just dreams. But once you got the time that you want to achieve them, then you can check as you go along. You don't need to wait till the end of the time, but you check as you go along. And in education, we call those the continuous assessment. You don't wait till the end of the year, the terminal assessment. No. So you assess yourself as you're going along the timeline. So it is important to always check yourself. Am I on the right track? How far have I got? And in terms of weight, you can measure easily. But again, sometimes what people do about weight, after Christmas, everybody wants to reduce weight. But by Easter, you put them back on again.
Exactly.
Now, I'm not an expert in weight measurement or weight control, but I've gained some experience through my own health issue, which I'll talk about later. But it is important to know that you can't just do things drastically, but you need to take step by step. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Cephas. If you have just joined us, we are discussing how to set and achieve our goals using the goal mapping tool or system with Cephas, who is a certified goal mapping practitioner and coach based in the UK. Thank you for joining us, Prosper. You are watching us from Tema. Thank you, Stephen, for joining us. You are watching us from Soutio. Thank you, everyone. If you have a question, please leave them in the comment section, and then we'll read it out for Cephas to answer. And if you have any contribution to, you can share with us. So moving on, let's go into the meat of the discussion. Goal mapping. What is goal mapping, and how does it help us in achieving our goals? Just let us understand the goal mapping system, Cephas.
Okay. This one I might need to use a PowerPoint presentation.
Okay, that's
So,
fine.
um, so I'm going to try and share, but while getting it ready, I'll say that goal mapping uses the whole brain. Saying the whole brain, there is the left side of the brain which works on. Okay, sorry, I'm just trying to get my PowerPoint.
Okay.
Right, it's coming up slowly.
That's fine.
Yeah, so it will be easier to explain it showing. Yeah, because we use pictures and words. So, and again, I said pictures speak louder than words. So hopefully, when the slide comes up, I can explain thoroughly. But
Right, so waiting for that.
yeah, okay, it's coming.
Samuel, thank you for joining us all the way from Upper East. We are glad you could join us. Thank you, everyone watching us. Please, if you have not shared the broadcast yet, please share it with your friends and colleagues. This is very important. We need to set goals and we need to achieve our goals. This year has been very eventful. And 2023, we are trusting that it will be better. But how can it be better? Let's set goals that we can achieve them in terms of our careers, in terms of our family, in terms of our health, our lives in general.
While the slide is loading, is there any question anybody want to ask in the meantime? So that,
Yeah. Please, if you have a question, you can drop it in the comment section. Yeah. And Cephas will pick it up whilst we are waiting for the slides to be loaded.
Well, it's taking longer than expected. There's Kofi there in the background.
Okay, let's get Kofi to help us. Kofi, can you assist us?
Right. Okay, I can still. Oh.
Okay, I mean.
We're having a slide. Uh-oh.
Okay, so while you are waiting for Cephas, let's take a break. As I've said, the HR Digest is brought to you by Sedat Consult with support from FA Impressions. So you can contact FA Impressions for all your branding needs and Sedat Consult for all your HR needs. There's a question from It's Well. It says, please, is it possible to achieve goals without writing them down? But then you have it in your mind. Okay, that is a good question. I don't know if you want to pick that.
The simple answer is, oh, sorry.
After we come back from the short break.
Okay.
Right. So welcome back. Welcome back for that break. Can we pick up answer the question, please? Can we achieve our goals if we don't write them down?
That will be very difficult. I was going to say impossible, because so many things happen. So many things happen in our lives that your brain is working all the time. You plan something, and the next day something else comes up. You might even forget what you have planned. So it is always advisable to write down the goals. It is important. I would recommend that it's always good to write down the goals, and you could even share with people that you trust, because sometimes when you get people supporting you, things are easier to achieve than when you try to do it all alone.
Yes. So let's bring them out of our minds onto the papers, and then
Yes.
also share with others so they can hold us accountable. I hope that answers your question. Okay. Right. Are you able to share now, or we should move on?
I think I am able to share.
Okay.
So screen share, where are you? Wow. Okay. Can you see my screen now?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So this is the goal mapping system. I hope everybody can see the screen.
Please, if you can see the screen, just say yes in the comment section. Let us be sure you can see the screen as well as we can.
Patricia and Kofi, can you see my screen share?
Yes, we can.
All right. So the goal mapping system says it's a simple system for sustainable success. In other words, success that can be repeated over and over again. And as you can see, there are two maps here, one in words and one in pictures. So we're using both sides of the brain to we're trying to activate both sides of the brain. So when you set the goals and you also draw an image of what you want to achieve, you can view that image and then can see yourself in that position. In fact, I've always been disappointed when Ghana goes to the World Cup. So look, I don't think the players have ever imagined holding the cup in their hands. If only they can picture themselves holding that cup, it will be so powerful. But maybe they just, I don't know, it's just my view. But Ghana, I know we got the talents and we could win the cup. But sometimes it looks like we want to be present. But anyway, we are still learning. So maybe in a few years' time, we can set the target that in the next 2 or 3 World Cups, we will be holding that cup. Okay. So the system has been used in many businesses in the UK. And here are some of the businesses that have applied goal mapping, mainly into the sales forces, so that they can achieve more by visualizing their goals. It's used in schools. This is a school in Sweden. It's used in sports. This is a kickboxing world champion who used goal mapping to plan how to achieve her goals. It's been in the news.
So we are just, Cephas, sorry, but we are just seeing one slide. It's not moving.
Which one are you seeing? Sorry.
We are still seeing the children with their goal mapping papers in their hands.
Okay. So maybe
So,
I'm moving faster than the slide. Okay, so you can see the children. What about this one, the sports one?
we are not seeing it yet. Yeah, we are not seeing it yet.
Ooh, I thought my system was synchronized with yours, but
I think it's okay. We can carry on. Later we can share the pictures with participants so that we can move
okay.
on.
I can share a summary with them.
Okay.
Okay, so let me just keep this
So you can go ahead.
and then get to the area where we've got the steps of goal mapping. I'm now at the place where it says 7 steps of goal mapping. Can you see that yet?
No, not yet.
So maybe it's slower, it's a bit slow in coming. Okay, I will be talking through it, and then when you start seeing it, let me know. But the 7 steps of goal mapping are: you start with a dream, and then say, what do I want to achieve in the future? And in that dream, you might come up with a number of ideas. And one of those ideas will be what you call the main goal, that if you achieve that, then others can follow. So that will be at the center of of the map. And then the minor ones or the others may be your minor goals. But once you decide what you want to achieve, then you need to come to the main question: why do you want to achieve these goals? That reasoning is very, very important. It's very, very important. Why do you want to achieve that goal? Sometimes when I speak to a lot of young men and women, the women are eager to get married, but the men are not. When we ask a woman, why do you want to get married? Oh, I just want to get married. I want to be somebody's wife. But I say, why? You ask that again, and then they start thinking, but you ask the why so many times before they might come to the real reason. And one of the reasons the young men are running away from marriage now is that they want to be economically viable before they get into it. Okay, that's a good reason, but maybe the two parties can work together and come, because the longer you wait, the more difficult it becomes for both parties. And then other social issues come into play and people get very frustrated. And anyway, let me not dwell too much on that. But I see a lot of youth coming to me talking about it. And so at some point, we as a society need to find a way of helping the youth to reconsider the values of marriage and when to get married, and whether it is essential to have money before you get married, or you get somebody rich you get married to. But again, that is just about marriage. So you know why, then you need to take the steps. What actions do you need to take to achieve the goals that you have set? Actions are very important. So if you have a dream without putting any action, then that's not a goal, it's still a dream. You need to write down step by step what you need to do to achieve your goals. And those are the how. But again, who can help you to achieve these goals? You might need, if you want to set up a business, you might need a bank, or you might need money from family or friends. So who is the next one? So you decide what to do, why you want to do it, how you want to do it, and who is going to help you to do it. And then you need to set the timeline for doing this. Can you see, anybody see my screen at all? Are we still on the 7 steps?
No, Cephas, we are not seeing it at all. It's still on the first page slide. So,
All right, then let me stop sharing this slide and
yes, maybe we
just,
stop sharing and then maybe focus on that and reshare and let's see if it will work.
yeah. So what I've gotten from is the main goal, the side goals, the why, the when, the how, and the who. So let me stress again: you dream, and then you imagine what you want to achieve. What do you want to change in your life? Why you want to get a better life. So what exactly do you want? That to be your main goal. But there might be some sub goals to help you achieve that main goal. So those will be all part of the goals. But you need to ask why. What's that motivating factor? I'm repeating myself because the why is very, very crucial in whatever you do. So I'm stressing that. You decide what do you want to do, then you find out why you want to do it. And then how you do it are the steps or actions you need to take. And in life, a lot of things we do, we can do better if we get some other people to get on board. And then, of course, the timeline is very important. So that is the goal mapping system. It's a shame that my slide is not flowing as I expect. So I
So
was,
I think, yes, I think
yes,
you've given us the basics. So first of all, you need to know what you want to achieve. That is the dream you have, and that is the what. And then the next one is why. Why do you want to achieve it? What is the compelling reason that you have for wanting to achieve what you want to achieve? And then the actions. What specific things must you do? Because dreams or goals or what you want, they won't just happen. You have to act upon them to make them happen. So what
yes,
specific actions are you going to take to get to the dream or to achieve the goal? And that is the
yes,
how. How are you going to achieve it? And then you spoke about who can help you. Who
yes,
can help you? Who can help you? What resources would you need? Would you need coaching? Would you need somebody an accountability partner, for example? Somebody says, I always write my goals down, but I'm never able to achieve them. How do I
mm-hmm,
tackle that? So what
mm-hmm.
that means is also that you have somebody that can hold you accountable, and not that, and it should be somebody who can actually tell you the truth.
Oh, yes,
Not somebody
yes,
who can just say, "Oh, you are doing well." Meanwhile, you know you're not doing well. But somebody who will tell you as it is, then that person, and then when time bound. So,
that's right.
okay. So then, it means that all this should be in a picture form. What is the striking difference between goal mapping and the other systems that we have? Because what you have spoken about, you can see that in the smart way of setting goals. But
Yeah.
what sets the goal mapping system apart from the smart one?
Well, again, it's based on the power of positive thinking. Um, I'll give you a very good example. When I was young, my dad wanted me to be a teacher. And if there are any teachers on board, please pardon me. Teachers are great, but
Pardon.
they haven't gone far, in my view. Teachers, in fact, all my elementary school teachers, the one who achieved most, he had a bicycle. Of course, I'm talking in the days where cars were scarce, but to
Yeah.
have a bicycle, that was an achievement. Only one of them. I'm like, no, I want to do better than this. So I don't want to be a teacher. But then in my mind, I say, I don't want to be a teacher. Don't want to teach. So I was repeating that to myself, teacher, teacher. Guess what? I ended up being a teacher because my brain has recorded teacher. Though I was saying I don't want to be a teacher. I should have thought of something different that I wanted. But again, my circumstances and environment that I was brought up with, we only know teachers, and there were not many role models. But in real life, you got to state the positive, what you want to achieve, stating the positive. And also, goals are personal. even in business, you HR directors, you need to get people to set their personal goals and then use those to align with business goals or team goals. Because there's nothing like, well, we talk of balance of work-life balance, but if the person is not happy at home, it comes to work grumpy, performance will be poor. So you need to help people to set their personal goals. So long as they're not in conflict with the business goals, then we need to encourage people to set their personal goals, personal development goals first, and then move on to use that in the business. So personal, positive, and then even though you're talking of the future, you set in the present that I am on top of the world. I have done this, I have done that. You can visualize that now rather than waiting till 2-3 years time. Thank you.
All right, great. So being setting your goals in a positive mode, and then personalizing it, and also setting it in the present. So that and being in a pictorial form, that sets the goal mapping strategy apart from the other systems that you have in terms of goal setting. So
Yes.
let's do this. I'm happy that you mentioned HR practitioners helping our staff to set their goals. One thing that has come up for discussion or in the discourse within the HR fraternity is the fact that as HR professionals, we are supposed to help our staff to set their career and their personal development goals. So how can the goal mapping help us do that? Because somebody said, what if you help the person and the person leaves? But the point is also that what if you help the person and the person stays? So how can HR practitioners help our staff to set and achieve their career and personal development goals using the goal mapping? How can the goal mapping help us do that? Because we really want to do that.
All right. Maybe I'll show you a few examples of my goal map. I wish I could show. Can you see on?
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
There?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll send you copies later so that you can
Yes.
share with people. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is one of my goal maps.
Okay.
You can see at the center there, I'm like, I increase my confidence. There was a time where I have always been a confident, positive person, but things have happened in life that have dented my confidence. So the goal I set for myself, which I set in December last year, that by 31st March, I increased my confidence. So I'm like, hey, here I am. Now, that's the main goal. Then why do I want to do that? Oh, what are some of the sub goals? I help people with low self-esteem. I smile. I always smile, but I say I'll smile a bit more. And then, okay, that's a smile to the side there. Like I said, I really wish this was on screen.
But we'll share it later, so I think it's fine.
Later. Right. And so then, I've written these goals, and then I've got images which make sense to me. Now, the images may not make sense to other people, but to me, this is what tells me, or this is how I visualize myself, self-confidence. And then there's another one where I want to coach the youth. Again, I get a lot of encounter with the youth. So that's me in the center there. Say I'm coaching 1,000. Okay, I'm just saying I'm coaching the youth. But on another map, I've actually put a specific number there that by the end of 2023, I would have coached 1,000 youth. That is very specific. So I can work towards that. And again, when you talk of the youth and they're looking at success, you can see some nice card there. They want to visualize what they are going to achieve. So I use that. Personally, are not into cars as such, but a lot of the youth, when they're talking of success, cars are one of the things that they look at. So, wow, I would like to drive this car, I like to that. So you need to speak their language as well, and so that you can motivate them. So you look at back to the main question, the HR. You are there to help everybody, managers, staff, and everybody to grow. And people come to work, and you get them to set work goals, and they're not achieving them. But a lot of managers do not really dig deep down into what's happening in their personal lives. Now, it's a balancing figure, a balancing act. People may not want to tell you their personal life. If they don't want to, fair enough. But if the personal life is affecting their work life, then you as HR need to be involved. You need to be involved. And so in the involvement is speak with them openly and say, look, what do you really want to achieve? Now, if somebody is having marital problem, well, they got to go to say marriage counselor or some other place. The HR may not be able to deal with that, but that can affect productivity in the workplace. So if you don't know, or if they're not willing to talk about that, or again, currently the whole world's economic system is collapsing. People are struggling. Even in the UK here, when you hear of people talking of food bank, people are working full time. They can't afford to feed their children. So they go and join a bank where they get food for free or for very cheap. And that's not the normal thing. But if you are managing somebody like that, and they say, I've got to go and queue to get the food, and therefore I cannot come to work as planned, then the personal issue becomes a business issue. So HR need to be able to communicate with people on their personal level. I hope I've answered you.
Yes, thank you so much. Cephas, I'm thinking, okay, this one day, I'm just taking you on, and I don't want you to say no. We'll have another session, but it will be on Zoom, and then it will be free so that you take us through the goal mapping system proper. Please don't say no. You're on camera. You're on camera. All right, because our time is fast spent, but we'll do that. And I know Cephas will help us. So if you're on this call or you were on this call today, watch out for the link for the Zoom session. It will happen very soon. We'll decide and let you know, but it will happen very soon so that Cephas will take his time to take us through the nitty-gritties of the goal mapping, because I myself have taken it. I have drawn my goals with the goal mapping, and it's very beautiful. And so I will share the link. Those who are on our WhatsApp page too, I will share the link with you, and then also Cephas's goal mapping link, so that you can also go there and check it out. I will share that with you. So if you have not joined our WhatsApp group yet, just send us a message and then we'll add you to the group and share the information there. But also, I promise we will have a Zoom session where Cephas will be able to share the screen wall and then give us all the information we need. So Cephas, thank you so much for coming. Your final word in 20 seconds, please.
All right. Thank you for having me. And again, when you share my link with the members, they can actually go to the goal mapping site and start a free section. You can register free, and then we'll pick it up from there.
Awesome. Wow, thank you so much, Cephas. Thank you, everyone who has joined us. Please, we will share the link with you. But remember that goals cannot just be achieved if you don't have timelines to them. So like Cephas said, the 7 key things is that you should dream it. What do you want to achieve? And then why? What is your reason? What is your motivation for wanting to achieve the goal? If the motivation is not strong enough, when the storms of life come, you just go out offline and you may forget your goals. So what is that reason? Why do you want to be rich? Is it to take care of your family? Why do you want to have a healthy life? Is it so that you can live long and fulfill your purpose? What is the reason? And then also, what specific actions must you take in order to achieve your goals? And who can help you achieve it? And when can you achieve it? And remember to set your goals in a positive, personal, and then in the present tense. Thank you, Cephas. We'll come your way again. But remember, because of the Christmas, you are taking a break from next week. We'll be back on the 18th of January for the on the 8th of January. 8th of January. We'll come back on the 8th of January with HR Digest. So until I see you again, just enjoy yourself and have yourself a very Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. And as you're celebrating the Christmas, please do that with decorum. And remember that 2023 is ahead of us. And that's the year that, with God's help and with our own initiative, we'll be able to achieve our goals. So see you, God willing, on the 8th of January for another edition of HR Digest. Thank you all for coming, and may God bless us all. Thank you, Cephas. We are glad that you could help us. And thank you for accepting to do the free session with us. And we're waiting for the link so that we can share with our participants. Thank you for everyone who joined us. Thank you, Rose. Thank you, Caroline, and everybody else. May God bless us all. Have yourself a Merry Christmas and a very prosperous New Year. Bye.
Bye-bye. Peace.
Bye. I like that.